Hey everybody, and welcome to part 2 of the Guyism Speed Round casting specials. I'm here again with Chris Baggs and Cass Anderson. Let's just get into it.
Hi, my name is Leah.
Hi, I'm Jillian.
Hi, my name is Rachel Williams.
Hi, I'm Chet.
Hi, my name is Brittany.
Hey guys, I'm Allison. It's June 12th and this is your Guyism Speed Round.
Bill Gates is offering $1 million to anyone who can design a better condom. Unfortunately, even the best condom in the world won't work if it's Microsoft.
Even the best condom in the world won't work if it's Microsoft.
Unfortunately, even the best condom in the world won't work if it's Microsoft.
Traffic in Russia is apparently so bad now that you can rent an ambulance taxi for $200 an hour
to get you where you need to go. Considering the fact that they need to charge per hour, hopefully that place you need to go is not the hospital.
Hopefully the place you don't need to go is the hospital. Hopefully the place you need to go is a hospital. Is not the hospital. That would be awful, because they charge per hour. Jesus. A quote-unquote, speaking of Jesus, a quote-unquote faith-based indie producer
has offered Tim Tebow a role in his next film. I bet the DVD costs a ton of money and doesn't play.
I bet the DVD costs a ton of money and doesn't play.
I bet the DVD costs a ton of money and doesn't play.
The producers of Breakfast at Tiffany's on Broadway actually wanted to fly Truman Capote's ashes in for a party
following last week's premiere. Once there, Capote would be able to mingle with all the big names like Marlboro, Camel,
Parliament, Newport.
A forensic expert in one of the most violent cities in Mexico has invented a homemade solution
that helps make older, dried up corpses easier to identify by making their facial features reappear.
Up in the US, we call that Botox. Up in the US, we call that Botox.
Up in the US, we call that Botox.
In the US, we call that Botox.
The Belgian post office is now selling chocolate-flavored stamps, which feature a picture of chocolate on the front.
Which feature a picture of chocolate on the front and the essence of cacao oil on the back. What an adorable idea, I thought, as I ate a real chocolate and sent an email.
What an adorable idea,
I thought, as I ate a real chocolate and sent an email.
Delicious.
And that's going to do it for your speed round.
If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button,
subscribe to our channel,
and be sure to leave a comment down below.
Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more headlines that you need to know. I'll be back tomorrow with more headlines that you need to know.
I'll be back tomorrow with more headlines that you need to know.
I'll be back tomorrow with more headlines that you need to know.
And what TV shows do you watch? What websites do you read? Like, what's your media diet look like?
As far as TV shows, I love cartoons like Family Guy or South Park because I think they're really funny and relevant. I watched Lost every single episode. I'm still a believer. I watch Arrested.
Parks and Rec, SNL, and I am a huge fan of Criminal Minds.
I watch Louie. I've gotten really into Mark Maron's new show on IFC. It's really fun. All the standard stuff. I've been watching all the HBO good shows. I'm really deep into Game of Thrones right now.
I'm always on CNN, I'm always on ESPN, New York Magazine's website I absolutely love.
I am kind of an entertainment junkie, so I always check out my E! News or Perez Hilton. I always like to know what's going on in Hollywood.
And why am I all of a sudden blacking out? This happens not often, but sometimes when I'm drinking, and sometimes when I'm giving interviews.
Who would you say you were in high school? Like, what was your archetype?
I was a math kid who was desperately trying not to be, so I hung out in the theater department. So I was like not fitting in the math department, and I was not fitting in the theater department.
I think I was Lizzie Kaplan in high school. And I think I still am Lizzie Kaplan.
I was the theater nerd at times, or I was always doing theater or chorus or something, but I was more also laid back. I was not the type to get into any drama when I just couldn't stand it, so I would avoid all of that stuff. I wore like big math competition t-shirts, like kind of in dress size, because they only handed them out in extra large for whatever reason, because like most math kids were obese.
I was a theater nerd, of course. I think that's why I ended up here. I was president of the drama club, if that gives you just how much of a theater nerd that I was. But I had a lot of friends, and performing just was my main jam.
And I wore stretch pants over, and then sometimes when I was like feeling fancy, I would belt the t-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just give it a waist.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
I can be a little vulgar, right? You guys love vulgar. Okay.
How graphic can I be?
Oh God. If I could only say one thing,
There's so many.
it's going to be a period story. I'm so sorry. And because I was like young, you'd wear like these jumbo pads that were like, I don't know, the size of near that roll of paper towels. And I was at the beach and I was jumping off a dock and I had a bathing suit on and I started to jump off and like this giant paper towel pad like flies into the air and all the other little kids are like, oh my God, what's that? And it was so embarrassing. And then I also like didn't have a pad the rest of the day. Terrible.
And you're attracting sharks.
And I'm attracting sharks. Real bad.
I once, I was staying at a friend's house and I flooded their toilet. And so I scooped my own stuff out of it with Dixie cups, like corn cobbed it out of there, put it into a Ziploc travel bag, and was really exhausted because I was flying in from Asia. I'd spent some time in China. And so the next morning I had to get on another flight. And I had put the bag, because I didn't want to put it in their trash can, I'd put it in my backpack and I'd forgotten about it until I was going through airport security.
Wow, that's a good one.
It's the truth. I mean, that's the only thing, because that really is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
When I was about 6 years old, I was really into gymnastics, which is obviously something my body's not meant to do naturally. And I was doing a somersault and I was wearing these really awesome pink leggings, like really awesome. I kind of wish I still had them, but I don't. And in the middle of my somersault, kind of just split ass crack out. So that was a really embarrassing moment for me in my life. And I probably, feel like I constantly relive that moment because every time I get up from something, I'm always checking to make sure that my ass is fully covered.
And that ended your gymnastics career?
Oh, I mean, that or the fact that I can't actually have any sort of flexibility in my body.
I would say when my parents found my boyfriend in the middle of the night in my bedroom. We were in the midst of the deed, and I don't know how, but we didn't hear my mom clomping down the stairs. And then she screamed and was like, "What are you doing?" And immediately my dad came down, so then it was me and my boyfriend naked with my mom and dad there.
This happened in middle school, and we were doing group work. You used to work in groups and stuff to do things, and the teachers would always get very mad because it would get very loud. So they would encourage everybody to lean into the center and talk. And I leaned into the center and the whole back of my jeans split open. And I walked around like that, I think, for the rest of the day before I realized what had happened. I'd felt it happen, didn't really think anything of it. So I never found out until I got home that the whole back of my high-waisted Old Navy, sandblasted jeans had split open.
I think that we can safely say that we've seen a great group of girls and definitely have a top 5 in mind.
And the final 5 will appear on camera with Katie next week. So make sure to comment. Tell us who your favorite girls are, who you liked, who you didn't like, and hopefully they'll be on our short list.
We'll see you next week.